Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview. This time covering VCT Americas Stage 2 for Week 2. My guest at this time is RobbieBk of Loud, coming off of their match against NRG, in which they came out on the losing end. Thus, still though, continuing their season with another chance to do well in the future of said competition. So, Robbie, thank you so much for the opportunity for the interview. And despite this as being a loss for you guys, you still have been able to gain more experience in this stage for yourself. So first and foremost, I want to ask you just how the experience has been for you being in a brand new region, brand new continent, just having to take in a new environment so quickly.
Honestly, it's very exciting. I'm very thankful to be playing for this org and the team. Everyone is like so fun to be around, and yeah, it's sad we lost today, but we gotta keep going.
No, for sure. I mean, it was definitely one in which, obviously you guys were coming into this with a victory over Leviathan. And so the impetus was to continue this momentum against a team like NRG, was just kind of like in the same trajectory as your team. And so unfortunate that it came out with a loss on your end. But what do you feel was the biggest issues that affected the team today?
Um, I would say like map by map basis. With Haven, we had a really good read on what they were doing, mostly on defense, and we got a lot of openings. We had like 11 first bloods, I think. We just didn't know how to capitalize in the end. I think part of it was indecisiveness. We know what to do in practice. We know what to do, but then we come to official here and we're doubting ourselves a bit, and it ended up being a lot of situations where it's 5v4, 4v3 or whatever, where we're doubting ourselves and we just lose it because we play too simple. Like we're playing way too safe when we should have a bit more courage. Then when it comes to map two, honestly, I'm a bit disappointed in us because they were playing very simple on the map. Obviously, the map is new. A lot of teams do. We've played against this playstyle before many times, whether it is this map or other maps, and we kind of have the answers, but we didn't manage to take them out today.
I mean, in a lot of ways, do you feel like it was just like um, uh, uh, a performance of not fulfilling one's fundamentals? Because a lot of the times, when people go through this kind of match, they would say stuff like that, and in a lot of ways, for some, it might be not be like the full reason, but for others, it might be exactly that. So, do you feel like it was only just not being able to take care of the fundamentals for your squad?
I think on Haven, it was that. I think it was many 5v4s, like I said. We have the protocols. We know how teams play. We know that teams are going to take risk when it's like a 4v5, and yet we are getting caught in the open sometimes. Same with like clutch situations. We're like overthinking it a bit. I think it happened in Corrode where we lost like a 5v2 or something like that, where we should just simplify it. But yeah, I think overall that was the main thing. Obviously, preparation is something we're lacking of because we're like a very new team and we still have like a lot to learn. Having said that, like I'm sad that we lost today, but at the same time, like as soon as the match was over, I was thinking to myself, like we have so much potential as a team, we have so much talent. Um, it doesn't really worry me this loss, and also to be honest, like on Haven, we were whiffing a lot. Like I was seeing us like with shaky aim, players that normally never have shaky aim, So a bit of an off day as well, but overall, I'm still happy with what we did today, even though we played bad.
Char- characteristics of a leader right there, just looking at the things that one team should build upon for the next matchup. And so Now kind of moving a little bit onto a different topic now, just kind of focusing more so on the team. You mentioned it sometimes already in this conversation, even before, about just having to fit everything in so little time. And of course, you come into this project as like one of the newest members of this Loud team, IGO no less. So the task of making everything work increases exponentially. Um, with 2 weeks now under your belt in this regular season, how have you viewed the process of just trying to make everything fit within this team under your um, tutelage leadership?
So I think towards the beginning of the team, it was very hard because we have a lot of stuff to work on. Not only do we have to learn all the new stuff with limited time because of like visa and all the stuff, we couldn't practice like as much as we would have liked to. But also there were like a lot of stuff to work on, especially like communication in the beginning of the team. Like without leaking too much, like in the beginning, very beginning of the team, it was like really hard. We were struggling a lot. But now that the communication is gotten a lot better, it's a lot easier now to play, and we're playing like a lot of scrims where we're just stomping some teams, you know, which in the beginning we weren't. So the growth is like very fast. So right now it's all about growing as fast as we can and be good enough to make it to playoffs, and then obviously win it.
As I said, you were previously, or first time probably saying it, but you were previously a member of Gentle Mason, so you played in EMEA at the start of 2025. And so obviously going from that to now brings about also a lot of interesting questions about like, what's the difference like for yourself in terms of just not only looking at the style of play that each region brings, but also the type of team that you're in. And so I asked to you, what has been the biggest difference that you've seen so far in terms of just being in EMEA to Americas?
Um, I think, I mean, it's very hard to say, but I think in Americas, a lot of teams they play very similar compared to EMEA. I think in EMEA we have like more different styles of IGLing and everything, whereas like in Americas, a lot of teams play the same. You can kind of expect what they're gonna do without watching their VODs. Obviously, some teams are a bit different than others. But yeah, I think a lot of teams play a bit the same, but they play it really good. You know, like they play the fundamentals and stuff good together. So yeah, I think that's one of the biggest difference.
Going a little bit now into the comms aspect of it. I understand, there's plenty of interviews being done already of the team about like, oh, like RobbieBk, are you going to speak Portuguese now? Obviously not, because like you guys, you don't really speak much Portuguese. It would be interesting though if that did happen, but such and so on and so forth. Just because of like this is the first time Loud is now bringing in more international players, besides Brazilians. And so, how has that aspect been like? Just trying to understand the rest of the team. Let me put it to you this way then. Is it more of just you trying to understand how the rest of the team works, or is it the rest of the team trying to understand how you work?
I think it's a bit of both. We're trying to learn a lot from each other. But overall, like when it comes to communication, like I said, in the beginning, it was very hard of the team. But it's something that we put extreme focus on in the beginning. Like we skipped a lot of things just to make sure that like our communication was good, and that was like the focus on a lot of practices in the beginning, including now still. But yeah, like I don't know, like we speak a combination of English and Portuguese. The boys they speak Portuguese sometimes on their own bomb sites whenever they're trying to manage what they want to do, or if I'm not alive anymore, then they also sometimes speak Portuguese. But the main focus is making sure that we all speak English good, and it's something that we improved on a lot, and everyone like understands each other a lot better now. And yeah, and also I understand a bit of Portuguese, by the way. Like I speak Italian, so I understand quite a few words when they talk. I just don't know how to answer.
Got to give you the obvious a follow up on that. What are some words? You got to give some education to the viewers.
I'm afraid that a lot of them I can't say. I mean, I know like some basic like in-game stuff like direta, esquerda is like left, right, and whatever. Sometimes I even use them. Like there's some scrims where I'm fully locked in and I just use a Portuguese call out like randomly, and the boys like start laughing. But I try to keep it for English.
That's all good. It's all good. Try to keep everything level headed. I definitely understand that. One more question. I'm trying to wrap it up very quickly because I'm getting those pings to wrap up. What's your confidence level like and your mindset going forward into these next set of matches, which include True 100 Thieves and MIBR? How do you look at the challenge ahead?
My confidence is very high. This team, I'm so confident in the boys. Like they're individually insanely talented, and also like as an IGL, like I've learned so much coming from Gentlemates to now that I don't know. I don't know how else to describe it, but I really believe in the boys, and I think this loss is only gonna motivate us more to work even harder and fix a lot of things that we kind of were lazy on. Because obviously every team has their own issues. No team is all sunshine and rainbows. And yeah, I think this is only more motivating. And I honestly can't wait to grind ranked all night. Actually, I gotta make sure I sleep good, but you know, I'll play an extra ranked or two just because, you know.
Just because indeed, and probably, knowing that this is Valorant, you're probably going to play more than that. So we'll see what happens there. Still, though, got to give my thanks to you, Robbie, for this quick conversation. Of course, thank you so much for the time. And of course, best of luck goes to you and the rest of the team for the journey ahead.
Thank you so much.